Got a couple of questions sent in and we'll work on those. And then I'll go over and tell you what you need to focus on as far as homework questions. But this first question could be a test question, although I haven't shown it to you, so I'm going to go over it now. 3.4, number 9/5. All right, find the equation. Now, this is going to be technically the whole class because we haven't covered this before. And you got to reach back to your 102, and it's going to be fun. All right, so it says find the equation with -3, 3.31, 1, and 2, and 1. So there are 3 points on this curve. The first thing you're going to do is plug and chug each one into a quadratic. Okay? Now, how do you know to plug it into the quadratic? This quadratic right there. So plug each one into the quadratic equation, not the quadratic formula. Okay? No, not that. The quadratic equation, A, or ax squared plus bx plus c, is equal to f of x. Now, what you're going to end up with is 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Now, what happens when you use 3 equations, 3 unknowns? You got to use solving systems of equations. And that's where we get into a whole nother branch that's pretty much going to take up the whole class. Because I got to review that for you. So, f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. There's the quadratic equation for some of y'all that's been asleep for the last month and a half. Now plug all 3 of those points in. And you can rewrite this to help you out. Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So that means we're going to have 31 equal to a times -3 squared plus b times -3 plus c. And -1 is equal to a times 1 squared plus b times 1 plus c. And 1 is equal to a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c. Everybody with me?
Yep.
So everybody should be able to handle that much. Okay, now how do I know this is not the same as the one we did before? Well, this is not the y-intercept. Remember, I told you this one would be the y-intercept. It would have a what in it? It will have a 0 in it. But if it doesn't, then we have to revert to this. I didn't know that this book went into this in depth. So now simplify these, and I'm going to take my handy dandy mover. Oh well, forget it. Thought it would just take this, but heck no. Let me just make it smaller. Things I do for y'all. I tell you, I got beat up Tuesday.
You got beat up?
Yeah. A bunch of guys, they spoke Russian, they beat me up and threw me in a van. Told me who to vote for. Did any of y'all get beat up by Russians?
You
Did
got
any of y'all get
arrested?
forced to vote for somebody?
That I'm not.
Well, it happened to me. I called the police. I didn't never come. They didn't care. Because they're racist. So
Yes, they are.
I don't know what it is.
tell that to the family of the guy that ran in that bar this morning. Got shot
Didn't he
off.
like?
He's dead.
Did somebody in the bar shoot him, or the police came and shoot him?
They hadn't figured that out yet. I don't know.
They
They
just-
hadn't figured out anything yet, really. They just know he's crazy. Some of y'all are going, what are you talking about? Some of y'all need to get in the freaking program, okay?
I think it said 11 people died.
11 people, 13 people, including the cop and the idiot. So there was 11 people, the cop and the idiot, and then like 13 to 15 basically, got injured through glass. They went through the windows, however they could get out.
Dang. But you know what sucks is they're going to take that situation and they're going to say Trump made him do that with his harmful rhetoric.
Trump did everything. I mean, if you stump your toe, it's Trump's fault. and your toe is racist. So here we go. 31 is equal to, what's negative 3 squared? 9a minus 3b plus c. Negative 1 is equal to, punch out in your calculator, 1 squared, 1a plus 1b, and I'm doing that for a reason, plus c. And 1 is equal to 4a plus 2b plus c. And now what do we have? We have 3 equations, 3 what? 3 unknowns.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore, we can use elimination, substitution, or blah, blah, blah. I'm going to use a matrix. Okay? The reason I'm going to use a matrix is because it's pretty much easy. Now, if you want to use elimination, that would be my second best. And I would probably pick, well, it doesn't matter, pick this one, these 2, and pick these 2 and use elimination. I'll do both for you, okay? Because I'm trying to be a nice teacher, even though some people think I'm the Antichrist and POS and all that stuff. Just interact, be respectful, I don't know. I guess I ask too much of people.
We don't.
I'm glad to see you come back. I thought I made you mad in Oconee. I hope I didn't make you mad. I'm sorry.
I just had to finish something.
That's fine. That's fine. I really, anybody that's had me before, I really don't like to do stuff like that. But when somebody comes to me and says, people are watching movies during your class, what am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah, this person made that up. Yeah. Why would they make that up? And I do notice a lot of people with the earbuds in their ears, although I'm not supposed to see that. Anyway, not this class. I'm not blaming this class for anything. I'm just saying, if I got to do it in one class, I got to do it what? In all classes. All right, so I'm going to erase this over here. In fact, I'm just going to go to the whiteboard. I don't think I can copy this. So somebody write this down right quick so you can give it back to me. I don't think I can copy it. I'll try. But it'll probably blow up if I try it. Oh man, it actually worked.
I'm ready.
Oh. No, that's the circle. I bet that's the circle. Let me delete it and see. Let me copy.
Duplicate.
I'll duplicate it too. Ooh! Let me go to delete. Okay, some of y'all are asking why am I staring at the board. I'm staring at the board because a while ago, when I clicked on the whole thing, what changed? Is it because I circled it? wonder if I circled it. We haven't had training on these boards in 2 years, so I'm learning something right now. So y'all just that's because did y'all watch a while ago when I clicked on it, the whole thing was.
Yeah, it was there.
And then I circled it and it became one part. I just wondered if that's the way you make something separated. I'll shut up. All right, so I'm gonna go to the whiteboard, and I don't think I can bring it in, but I'll try. Oh yes, I impress y'all. I know. So I'm going to make this a matrix. So dang old, put your sunglasses on.
I told you.
So that's going to be 9, -3, 1, 31.
Hey Hubert,
Yes.
in Middleton, our whiteboard is like getting cut off halfway, and like we can only see the last equation. And I don't know how to fix it.
Okay, what I'll do, hold on. 4, 2, 1, and 1. I know what I can do. I can turn the camera around. No, I'm just kidding. I'm looking at y'all's board. So it's froze up basically, huh?
Oh, no,
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I need somebody to man the keyboard at the Pendleton campus that knows what they're doing to make sure that y'all X out of what's it called, Skype, and come back in. I'm going to remove you, but if you don't exit out of Skype and come back in, it's going to keep you offline.
Yeah, fix it.
Okay, somebody must have hit a telephone pole or something. Okay, we'll just keep going. Let's see how long it lasts. All right, so I've got a matrix here. Now, I don't know how many of you have had matrices before, but I want to get the matrix, the identity matrix, which looks like this. I want to get 1, 1, 1, and then whatever these numbers are your answers. Okay, so that's what I want. Can y'all see that? Okay, it looks like it's working. This is what we want. We want the identity matrix. Okay? Now, basically, doing a matrix is like doing the elimination method, only you have to think and write out stuff. Now, I don't know how many of you have had this before. So I'm going to show the matrix, review it, and then I'm going to show elimination. So that way, elimination will get everybody. But if you know how to do a matrix, then great. All right? I have a 1 here, and I have a 1 here, so I'm going to flip these two. And it's not, you really don't have to do it. So I'm going to make the top one 1, 1, 1, -1. And I'm going to make the middle 9, -3, 1, and 31. Is that supposed to be up here? And then 4, 2, 1, and 1. Everybody with me? Okay, now I'm going to take row 1, multiply by -9, add it to row 2, and get new row 2. So here we go. I'm going to take row 1, multiply by -9, add it to row 2 to get new row 2. So row 1 times -9, -9, -9, -9, positive 9. -9, -9, -9, positive 9. I'm going to add it to row 2, 9, -3, 1, 31. And what happens to the first column? That becomes a 0, which gives us that 0 right there that we want. Now, I am reviewing this for people that have what? Seen it before. I don't know how many of you have seen it before. If you haven't, then rely on the elimination method that I'm going to show you in a minute. -12, -9 plus 1 is -8, and 9 plus 31 is what? 40. So that is my new row 2. So 1, 1, 1, -1, 0, -12, -8, and 40. And then 4, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, somebody tell me what else am I going to go for now? Well, there's two ways you can go. Somebody tell me what way, I want to get this over here, and I'll take my highlighter, and I'll highlight this because this is my goal. That's my goal. So what can I do next? And I just got, let me take my green marker because some of y'all, you know, are not coherent. I just got that one. Now what?
Get the bottom middle one.
I can get the bottom 0 right here, or I can go right here and get this 1 right here. It doesn't matter. You can do whichever one. The easiest one is get the 1 right here. That's the easiest. Because all I got to do is multiply this by negative what? 112. Now, you remember me telling you that, or remember me telling you some kind of math teacher, sometimes math teachers don't have a life and they worry about things that really don't matter? Well, this is one thing. If you say, I want to divide row 2 by 12, some math teachers will have a fit because you can't divide a matrix. So they say, you can't do that. You got to multiply by negative 112. It's the same thing. So if you want to say divide row 2 by negative 12, that's fine with me. Although some teachers will have a conniption. And that's going to give us 1, 1, 1, negative 1, 0, what? 1. 8 divided by 12 is going to be positive, but what is that? 2 over what? 3? Somebody check my math. 2/3? Oh God, there's a fraction, so we should what? Quit. And 10 over what? 3? Somebody check that for me.
A equals 2, everybody.
4, 2, 1, 1.
You want to cut?
All right, somebody check my math and make sure, because I'm doing this for the first time. I haven't done matrices in years. So, what's negative 12 divided by negative 12? Positive 1. What's negative 8 divided by negative 12? Positive 2/3. It should be. And what's negative 4? What's positive 40 divided? I'm sorry. Yeah, positive 40 divided by negative 12 should be negative 10/3.
Yeah.
So now we've got. Now we've got this guy. So now what do you think I'm going to do next? Well, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to take, and I know you were fixing to answer, and thank you for answering, but hold on just a second. I'm going to take my handy-dandy, real light green pen, and I'm going to show you the way that you need to go. If I can get this, there we go. That's the way you should go. Okay, so you might want to take a highlighter and draw that arrow. That arrow goes straight down, and then it goes to the middle, down, and then over. Straight down. Now, does it matter that we did the 1? No, it doesn't matter there. That doesn't matter. But what you want, if you get these 1s right here, these 1s will make getting these 0s a whole lot easier. Okay? But whatever you want to do. So, just to make everything clear, I'm going to retrace it in red. That's the way you should go. So, what am I going to get rid of next? Well, I need to get rid of that 4. So I'm going to use row 1. What's the question? Anybody got a question? Okay, so I'm going to take row 1, multiply by negative what? 4, add it to row 3 to get what? New row 3. So that's going to be, I'll do it, you don't need your calculator. Negative 4, negative 4, negative 4, and positive 4. And I'm going to add it to 4, 2, 1, and 1. And what happens to that one? And that's what you want right there. Okay, what's negative 4 plus 2? Negative 2, negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3, 4 plus 1 is 5. So there is our new row 3. Now I'm going to make all this small so I can keep going. Who's got a question so far? Now I'm expecting questions on this because, okay, That's nice. Let me go. I'll make that, at least you can see that. Hopefully you can still see that. All right, so I'm going to make this, I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to write my new matrix, 1, 1, 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 2/3, and negative 10/3. And then our new row 3 is 0, negative 2, negative 3, and 5. Okay? Now I need to get, you can make the negative 3 a 1, or we can get rid of the negative 2. I'm going to get rid of the negative 2. How in the world am I going to get rid of the negative 2? Where's there a 1 in that column? I can use row 1, but that'd mess everything up. So I'm going to use row 2 because I'm going to be adding 0 to 0, which will give me what? 0. I want to keep this 0 here. So I'm going to use this row right here, and it's got a 1 right there. So I'm going to take row 2, multiply by 2, add it to row 3 to give me what? New row 3. So, what is 2 times 0? 0. 2 times 1, 2. 4/3. Oh gosh, we got fractions. Negative 20/3. And we're going to add it to 0, negative 2, negative what? 9/3. And that's where everybody's supposed to get confused. And then what? Negative 15 or 15/3. Oh, I don't know where that come from. 0 plus 0 is 0. What's 2 minus 2? 0. That's what's supposed to happen. 4/3 minus 9/3 is negative 5/3. And negative 20 plus 15 is negative what? Negative 5/3. So now we've got a new row 3. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to write my new matrix. 1, 1, 1, 1, negative 1. And 0, 1, 2/3, and negative 10/3. And then we're going to go 0, negative 2, negative 3. I'm sorry. I'm writing the old one. I need to write the new one. 0, 0, negative 5/3, and negative 5/3. I'm going to show you a trick I learned in the war. At this point, I can actually finish the problem. Because I need to make this a what? What do I need to make this?
1.
A 1. So I need to multiply that row 3 by negative 3/5. And when I do that, so row 3 times, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to, oh, this, okay. Row 3, you're not supposed to multiply, Hubert. Shut up. Row 3, negative 3/5. So that's going to give us 1, 1, 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 2/3, and negative 10/3. And 0, 0. What is negative 5/3 times negative 3/5?
1.
And at this point, y is equal to 1. Or whatever letter, c is equal to 1. Why? Well, if you remember a matrix, what column is this? This is your X column or A column. This is your B column. And this is your C column or Y, X, Y, Z, whichever. And this is your solution. So what is this saying? 1C is equal to what? 1. So C is equal to 1. So let's remember that. You need to highlight that because that's important. C is equal to 1. Now we're going to continue because I want to find out what B and A is equal to. So I'm going to make this smaller again. It's so nice to be trained on this stuff. I think in 2024, I think they actually have us down for training. Oh, I got to tell you, we went to faculty staff work day yesterday. Y'all ready for this? And one of the sessions was innovative learning. And guess what we did?
What?
We went to a lobby and it had posters. And we went around and looked at the posters.
Sounds fun.
Everybody get that? It's 2019. The session is on innovative learning. We're in 2019, and Tri-County Tech faculty are looking at what?
Post.
Posters.
They got to keep it old.
When's the last time you saw you used a poster to present something?
Last year.
Third grade, maybe? I'm sorry. I'm too pragmatic, and I'm not a buzzword person. This school gets a buzzword, and oh my gosh, you think it's written in stone. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm through this. Okay, so this is our new. What do you think I'm going to do now? Well, I've got ones in each column, so now I can get rid of that 2/3, that +1 in the B at the top, that +1 in the C, the top right corner. I can get rid of that. How do you do that, Hubert? Well, I want to get rid of this 2/3. So I'm going to multiply row 3 by -2/3, and I'm going to add it to row 2, and that gives us what? New row 2. So 0, 0, -2/3, -2/3, 0, 0, -2/3, -2/3. I'm going to add it to 0, 1, 2/3, and -10/3. Okay, that's going to give us 0, 1, 0. Hold on. Let's see. -12 divided by 3. And that's our new row 2. So now I've got 1, 1, 1, -1, 0, 1, 0, -4, and 0, 0, 1, 1. Now what does this matrix tell us? This matrix tells us that B is equal to -4, C is equal to what? 1. So now we've got 2 out of 3. If y'all can't tell, my top 5 favorite areas of mathematics, this is one of the top 5. I love matrices. Because some of y'all are going, I have no idea what he's doing. You'll be okay. I'll show you elimination and you'll go, oh, I know what he's doing now. But I'm a terrible teacher. I know. I make y'all want to interact. All right. So I'm going to erase this, but I'm going to make it smaller if it'll let me. I don't know if it'll let me or not. And I guess I can work with that. Yep. There we go. Tell you what, let me erase this. Bring this up. I need a poster is what I need. I wouldn't have to do this if I had a poster. There. Okay, so now what I want to do. Well, you got 2 1s up there. Now, could you be back substituting right now if you wanted to? Yes. You could back substitute C or B or whatever and get A. You could do that. But I'm going to finish because I think you at least need to have an exposure to matrices, at least, before you get to business calculus. Okay? I'm going to make this a 0. So I'm going to take row 2. multiply by -1, add it to row 1 to get what? New row 1, Hubert. So row 2 times -1. 0, -1, 0, 4. Add it to row 1. Okay, there it is. And that becomes a 1, that becomes a 0, that becomes a 1, and that becomes a -3. So I'm just going to erase my row 1 here. And I'm going to put my new row 1, I'm going to put it in blue so you'll know that I erased it. 1, 0, 1, and -3. Now what? Now I'm going to take row 3 and multiply it by what? -1, add it to row 1 to get new row 1. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say row 3 multiplied by -1, add it to row 1, and that's going to give me new row 1. So 0, 0, -3, -3. 0, 0, -3, -3. Row 1, 1, 0, 1. Oh, wait a minute. Where did I get -3? Oh, that's supposed to be -1. There we go. Whew. I caught myself, so that don't count as an error. And 1, I just got to find where I was. 1, 0, 1, and what? -3? And that's going to give me 1, 0, 0, what? -6. So I'm going to change my top row now to 1, 0, 0, -6. So now, what is A? A is equal to -6, B is equal to what? -4, and C is equal to +1. Therefore, f of x is equal to -6 x squared plus, or minus, sorry, minus 4x plus 1. Consensus. Pendleton, I need a consensus. Where are we? Okay, Pendleton. Easily. Consensus.
You did good.
That was great.
I'm talking about, do you understand or are you lost?
I
Maybe I need to go back to Pendleton. Maybe I don't know what consensus means. Pendleton, consensus.
You pretty much lost at the start.
You lost?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I
No,
know
I'm
how
just
to
kidding.
do elimination.
I'm sorry. What was that, Pendleton?
Lost.
Okay. Easily, what did you say?
I said I know how to do elimination.
Okay. Oconee, consensus. One of them left.
That was a lot of work to get one answer.
Yeah. That's what matrices does. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, why use matrices? What do you have to use in computers? Starts with a B. I. N. A. Binary operations, which only recognizes 0 and what?
He said it, sorry.
0 and 1. So, easily Oconee, and I guess the consensus would be, okay, let's say this. I'll make it easy. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being I'm totally clueless, and 10 being I invented it. Okay? Let's see what y'all three say, because I know Anderson, they're not going to talk to me. So, Pendleton, what's your consensus? What's a good number?
3.
3. Easily.
4.
Oconee.
1.
5.
5. Anderson. Anderson says 4. Okay, so we'll go to elimination now. Because y'all say matrices sucks. That's what y'all are telling me.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to, actually, I made an A in my linear algebra and linear programming classes at Clemson. I loved matrices.
Mm.
I've done a 13 by 13 matrix.
Won't be taking this.
I do that on the calculator.
That's my record, 13 by 13. Means 13 unknowns, 13, that took me like 3 or 4 days to work on that.
You're dang on Goodwill Hunting.
And dang old, tell you what, dang old bar, dang old Foster. This is a Harvard bar. I thought there'd be equations and stuff on the wall. That's the best scene in that movie. Is when he confronts Michael Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best scene in that movie.
I like that movie. He was like, man, from Bastard. You like
All
that
right, so here we go.
now?
31
Please tell me how
equals 9A minus 3B plus C. Make sure I don't mess up anything. -1 equals A plus B plus C. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm just picking the first one. You can pick, as long as you pick 1 twice, you're okay. So I'm going to pick 1, the number 1 equation, I'm going to pick it twice. 31 equals 9A minus 3B plus C. And 1 is equal to 4A plus 2B plus C. Now, we've covered solving systems of equations. So we're looking for a negative, positive, and we're looking for, I only see 1 negative and 1 positive, and that's with the what? B's. So I'm going to multiply. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Now, y'all can make it harder if you want to, or if you see an easier way. I'm going to multiply this one by -3, and I'm going to multiply this one by +2 and negative what? 3. I'm sorry, by 2 and 3, not negative. Sorry. Okay, now you got to see why. Why am I doing that?
To take off, what is it? B.
It's called eliminate.
Eliminate B.
To eliminate B on both. Once I eliminate B on both, I've got 2 equations, 2 unknowns, I can solve. So I'm going to redo this one. So that's going to be 31 is equal to 9A minus 3B plus C, and 3 is equal to -3A minus what? Oh, that should be, I'm sorry, that should be a positive. Sorry, my mistake. I suck. I caught it before y'all did, though. Plus 3B, and that should be a positive 3A, right? 3A, and that should be a -3. So -3 plus 3A plus 3B plus what? 3C, and that goes out. And 31 minus 3 is what? 28? Is equal to 12A plus what? 4C? And then this is going to be 62 is equal to 18A minus 6B plus 2C over 3, 12A plus 6B plus 3C. Now I need everybody to check my math because I'm not as good with elimination as I am with matrices. So check my math. Be 65 is equal to 30A plus 5C. Okay, now we're going to take our handy dandy minimizer. And shrink that down. Really? So frustrating. I think that got everything that time, I hope. Nope, it did not. Damn Russians. Okay, come on. I don't want the whole thing, I want... There we go.
That was a Creed 2. What? Creed 2.
Okay, so now I got two equations, two unknowns. 28 is equal to 12a plus 4c. And 65 is equal to 30a plus what? Now what do you want to get rid of?
Get rid of. Doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter, does it?
Well, I'm going to get rid of the c's because it'd be a little bit easier math. Not much, but lesser of two evils. I'm going to multiply the top by -5 and the bottom by +4. You don't have to. You can multiply the top by +5 and it doesn't matter. You still get the same answer. But that's what I'm going to do. So -5 and +4. And no, you don't need a calculator. Because what's 5 quarters?
5 quarters.
$1.25, right?
125.
And then you add 15, because 3 from, okay, forget it. $1.40,
Wait.
right? What's 5 times 28?
What I did was 5 times 30, then 5 times 2.
That's a good, I don't believe it. I'm gonna think. Somebody's actually using critical thinking. Thank you. No, you're supposed to not use critical thinking. Use a calculator. That way you can't spell mom backwards by the time you're 50. And you slobbering all over yourself. So, -140 is equal to negative what? 60?
Yeah, or 26.
What? Negative
Oh,
5
no,
times
never
12
mind.
is negative 60.
No, I was
Now I'll
looking
do
at
the last one for you. Negative 20. Okay, we might as well forget this because this is too hard of math because 4 times 60 is 240 and then you add 20, so that would be 260, right? But that's too hard. We need to use a calculator. And if I'm making fun of you, I could care less. You need to know you're in college algebra, and if you can't multiply 4 times 65, that may be one of your problems that you're having problems with math. Don't raise your hand and say I'm talking about you because I don't know if I'm talking about you or not. 4 times 65, I said it was 260, is equal to 120A plus 20C. I'm going to do this for you. The 20s cancel. There, I'll do that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
-140 plus 240 is what? Okay. So what do you think -140 plus 260 is? It's a miracle. So that's going to be 120 is equal to 60 what? 60A, and A is equal to what? It's a miracle.
No, he needs to write a 6. You put 6A.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, something tells me did I get a 2 on the last one because I'm doing it backwards? What did I get for C?
1.
Did I?
Oh, man. Yes, he was.
Okay, well, we'll see what the right answer is in just a minute.
A is negative.
I don't know. I must have messed up somewhere. So somebody see an error somewhere?
That's right.
Huh?
It's 6. A is 6.
No, that's
No, I'm
right.
saying in the first
You're
one I
right.
got C is equal to 2 or 1?
This is A.
This is A, though.
This is A.
A equals 2.
Not C.
Oh, okay. What did I get for A?
2.
Okay, so I'm still screwed up. I'm still got something wrong
No, you're
somewhere.
good.
Right.
No, you're good.
Okay, whatever. I don't know if I'm right or not. Let's just keep going.
A
So
equals
A
2.
is equal to what?
To 2.
A
120
is
divided
equal
by
to 2. I got that written down. So you can back substitute now and back substitute into one of these two. Still think I'm wrong. So that's going to be 28 is equal to 12A plus 1C plus 4C. 28 is equal, you can pick either one you want to, 12 times 2 plus 4C. And 28 is equal to 24 plus 4C. Divide minus 24, you get 4 is equal to 4C. C is equal to 1. What I get for 1? What I get for C?
1.
Okay. C is equal to 1. I remember A is equal to 6. Y'all sure I didn't get? I don't know.
A equals 2.
Okay. I believe y'all. Whatever. And then the last one, you can back substitute the C and the A into, which one do you want to back substitute into? I'll probably back substitute into this one because it's got, or this one. This one's got the smallest numbers.
Yeah.
So -1 is equal to 2 plus B plus 1. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So -1 is equal to 3 plus B. And B is equal to what?
-4.
What I get for B on the matrix?
-4, not -2.
So you've got, okay, -4. What I get for B on the matrix?
-4.
A is supposed to be -6.
Yeah, I thought I got A wrong.
I put it in right. Okay. I got it right.
A's got to be 2.
Yeah, something's wrong with A.
I think your matrix was it right
Yeah,
because
I
I
think
had
you're
this problem and I did it with my homework and I got it right.
Let me see. I can't go backwards because let's see.
All you have to do is plug it into the original equation to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to see if I had my matrix. I don't have the matrix, so. And the matrix is tedious, and I haven't done it in a long time, so. Okay, what did I get? Let's see. A is what? I'm just going to type in 3. I'm not typing in all that. 3.
But I did that. I was like,
2x squared minus 4x plus 1. 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. So I think we got everything right except for the A, and I'd have to go back and check it. But I knew A wasn't right when I wrote it down. All right, now, what do you need to pick up from this? You need to pick up that this right here, you plug in to your ax squared plus bx plus c, and then from there, you're going to use elimination, okay? Unless you really want punishment and use the matrix, okay? So let's do another. And the reason you need to do another one, is because 1, this is a test question, and 2, it could be a standardized test question, and 3, you need to be able to use elimination, okay? So let's do this one, and hopefully I won't screw it up. I'm not going to do the matrix again. I was thinking a 3, a 4, and a 5. I think that tells me not to show the matrix again. So, and plus I got one of them wrong. So I'm going to write it on the top for some of y'all that can't see because of the screen. 3 and 53. Let me just use my pen because my finger's not going to work. What I need is a dadgum poster. I don't know how y'all would see the poster though. Oh yeah, we're not supposed to use videos or anything like that. 353, 1,5, and 2,13. I'm gonna give y'all about 5 minutes to get it started. So what are the teams playing this? Who's playing Georgia this weekend?
Auburn.
Auburn.
I think Auburn. I think something's happened to Auburn. I don't know what happened to Auburn. Who's Alabama playing? They won't. That's like playing Daniel for them.
Who they playing?
Mississippi State. That'd be like playing Daniel for Alabama.
Mississippi State couldn't score on LSU.
Yeah. So, who plays Clemson, or who does Clemson play?
College.
That'd be like Spartanburg High School.
It's game day.
Game day. Really?
Yeah.
Boston College, one of the most boring teams in the ACC. And that make it game day. Huh?
Hey, they treasure college football up there in Boston.
They're ranked?
They're ranked 17th.
Is it me, or is it just this year college football is really not tough?
Solid all that.
I don't know. Maybe it's a snowflake. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Somebody left these sweet tarts in here.
Sweet tart.
When I was growing up, I hated these things. I hated them. I still do.
Send them over here to eat.
Huh? Evidently, Miss Frank's a psychology teacher. Gave out candy during Halloween. I don't give out candy because, one, somebody be allergic to something and die. And then, two, I get fussed at for giving y'all candy. So, psychology teachers, they can get away with murder. They can get away with anything. Math teachers, we can't do squat. I mean, there's one psychology teacher, boy, she gets into those sexual things. I don't know what teacher it is. I've heard through the grapevine, there's one that she'll make a sailor blush. Dang, I forgot my gallon water jug. I keep forgetting that.
Dude, you gotta not forget that anymore. You're gonna collapse from dehydration.
I know. So, 53 is equal to A x squared plus B x plus C. 5 is equal to A times 1 squared plus B times 1 C. 13 is equal to A times 2 squared plus B times 2 plus C. That's going to give us 53 is equal to 9A minus 3B plus C. And 5 is equal to 1A plus B plus C. And 13 is equal to 4A plus 2B plus C. Okay, now I've done that part for you if you didn't have it done. Now you can move to the next part. Break up the first and the second, the first and the third, or you can do the second and first, the second and third. You can do the third and the first, third and the second. Doesn't matter as long as you pick one of them. How many times? Twice. So, 53 is equal to 9A minus 3B plus C. 5 is equal to 1A plus 1B plus C. And then 53 is equal to 9A minus 3B plus C. And 13 is equal to 4A plus 2B plus C. And of course you're going to go for B because I see positives and negatives with B, so I'm going to multiply the bottom. And I'm going to leave this with you by 3. And I'm going to multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by 3. And I'll leave that with you for a minute or two. Three times 5 is 15. 3 times A is 3A. 3 times 1 is 3B. 3 times C is 3C. Two times 53 is 106. 18A minus 6B plus 2C. 3 times 13 is what? 39 equals 12A plus 6B plus 3B, 3C. Dang old 68 is equal to 12A plus 4C. And 145 is equal to 30A plus 5C. And now we're going to put those two .68 is equal to 12A plus 4C, and 145 is equal to 30A plus 5C. I'm going to multiply I'm going to do like I did the last one. I'm going to multiply the top by 5, the bottom by 4. So I'm going to multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 4. What's 5 times 60? What's 5 times 8?
40.
340. That'd be 340 is equal to 68 plus, I'm going to make that a negative, 4C. I'm sorry, 20C. Now, you could take 400 plus 160 is 560, 580.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm using my head, y'all. 120 negative, that'd be a negative, sorry. Negative 120A minus 20C. Somebody check my math. And of
Yeah.
course that 20C will go out. And that leaves me with, somebody take 340 minus 580.
240.
240.
Negative 240 is equal to 60 minus 120 is negative 68.
Hmm.
And that's going to be A is equal to 2, and you're going to come out with the same thing. I don't know if the others will come out the same.
It's 4, not 2.
It's 4.
4, sorry. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now you can back substitute that into one of these. I'm just going to pick one. So I'm going to back substitute. BS your way back. 68 is equal to 12 times 4 plus 4C. 68 minus 48 is what? 20?
20.
You get your calculator out. C is equal to 5. Y'all check me.
Yep.
And then back substitute that A and C into, I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to pick the smallest one, and I'm just going to take my highlighter, and I'm going to put it in that one. Okay? So back substitute this one and A. So that's going to be 5 is equal to 1 times 4 plus B plus 5. And 5 plus 4 is 9. Be a negative 4, so B is equal to negative 4.
That's good.
He was going to take the whole class to teach these. Question, gripe, complaint.
Looks good.
All right, let's type it in. I'm not going to type in. I'm just going to type 3, and y'all can check the answer. Now, I would not put 5 of these on the test. I would put probably 1. Okay, 4, minus 4, and 5. Is that what we got? 4,
Yep.
minus 4, and 5. Make sure you keep these 2 in your notes because it will be a test question. I didn't get to go over, so that means Monday we'll go over what's going to be on the test. Probably pull up the test also. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, I need to call the roll right quick because